Thank you very much for joining me for the session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. Shopping at Amazon, while convenient, can frustrate me sometimes. I accumulated a short list of things that I needed to get that are not readily available in stores. Ordinarily, I like to see what I'm buying, but don't have to. Mail order catalogs have been around since the 19th century. They were essential at one time uh, to people who were settling much of America's heartland. Uh, in the not too distant past, I used to get a variety of catalogs from specialty retailers during the holiday season. I bought very little, a few things that I liked at Land's End, few others at LL Bean. I trusted them and was never really disappointed. But for the most part, I like to touch and hold and see in the case. Amazon has some advantages and disadvantages. The selection is immense. Probably anything that's manufactured can be purchased there. Somebody did an interesting study on consumer choice. What they did was hired a bunch of college students, because it was done at a university, and took them out for ice cream. Half of them went to either Baskin Robbins or Howard Johnson, someplace that had 30 flavors. The other half went to a local ice cream shop that gave them less than 10 to choose from. When the researchers looked at satisfaction later, the kids who went to the local shop seemed pretty satisfied with what they selected, but those given a choice of 30 had regrets about what they could have had instead. They were less content with their final choice. So there's an optimal amount of selection that leaves you without regret for something you didn't get. Amazon kind of overrides that by the variety of selection. Whereas the local stores, if I want a shirt, I'll have 10 shirts to choose from and just pick one. In any case, the things I needed from Amazon are not readily available in the store. I had a gift coupon, or a gift card rather, that I earned for being a research subject at the state university. It's worth $50. I decided not to use it. I used my credit card for a purchase that came to about that. Now, the items. My violin case got infested with bow mites. They ate the hair of the two bows that I kept there, one of them relatively new. You can find everything online, including how to deal with bow mite infestations. I vacuumed the case, put it outside for 2 days, but haven't returned the bows. They recommended placing a couple of lavender sachets inside the case to prevent reactivation of whatever potential the mites have to hatch and infest the case again. Finding lavender sachet bags at stores is not easy. I could find them from a number of specialty suppliers at fairly high prices and impressive shipping charges. Amazon had them for less money, but since Amazon uh, sponsors independent retailers, in fact, they take a considerable amount of pride in that, those retailers can still impose shipping charges, even if my Amazon order uh, would otherwise qualify for free delivery. I needed it, bit the bullet, and put it in my cart. The next thing I needed that I couldn't find locally is treadmill belt oil. My treadmill belt started slipping. It slipped off to the right side. I had to reposition it. When I walk on it now, it has blank spots and slips, which makes it difficult to use. Repairs of everything are online, and what they tell me is the most likely cause is lack of oil. They're probably right, since I've had the machine for decades and never oiled it, though this started happening very recently. I checked local retailers, including some sporting goods places. This stuff is hard to find and outrageously priced. I could get it from Amazon for less than $10, so into the cart it went. Usually, every Passover, I change the head of my electric toothbrush after the holiday. I didn't see any in my supply, so I needed to order more. As long as I'm going on to Amazon, they record what I've ordered in the past. So there I just needed to click the box. Runs about $10 for 4 of them, which is the same ballpark that I paid when I last bought them, though I don't know how long ago that was. The most voluntary purchase turns out to be a watch. I have a smartwatch, and I kind of like it, but it's not the favorite watch that I've ever had. The smartwatch will track my sleep erroneously. It'll count up, it'll count down, it'll allow me to set multiple timers. So it's a very useful device. But overnight, it's distracting. It's one more blue light. And I don't really need most of what it does. It has to be charged every few days. So I concluded that it might be more trouble than it's worth. My favorite watch is a classic. I forget if it's an Arbitron or a Casio. I found it, tried to put a new battery in it, and it still does not work. It turns out that the most worn watch is a Casio FW12, which has sold 100 million of them, and they sell for at least the online price. $10 is what the military paid, $20 is retail. That's a little bit about like the watch I couldn't revive, but not exactly. But there were some more upgraded models for $30. The advantage is its simplicity. It only gives me one alarm, but it gives me a countdown and a count up timer, which is something very useful to me. During the Omer, I set my timer, my alarm rather, for 10 after 9 in the evening to remind me to do the count. Otherwise, I would set it for the morning and just leave it there. It can be reset for doctor's appointments or needing to remind me to travel to the lab, the various other things that people do. Amazon carries all types. I went to Walmart. They had a few types, some of which I liked, but Amazon has the overload. So instead, I went to YouTube, where again the number of videos on Casio watches and some on Armatron watches and some comparisons is also excessive. But I chose one, a Model 168, put that in my cart, and tried to pay for the whole thing. Even though it's well above their shipping waiver, it still added shipping charges. And I couldn't seem to get rid of them. And so I called my wife over. She knows how to do stuff like that. And there was a box. If I'd be willing to wait a few extra days, it would come with shipping. I'm not in a hurry for any of this. I'll save $6. So I clicked the account, confirmed my credit card, and pretty soon I will have oil to fix the treadmill, a replacement head for my electric toothbrush, and a watch that's a little more user friendly than my smartwatch. The lavender sachet will have to wait. Do I really like shopping from Amazon? Well, no. There are advantages and disadvantages. But for the most part, it's convenient, it's reliable, and for the stuff that I buy, not very expensive, where I would have to worry about returning an unsuitable purchase. Thank you very much for sharing this session of Dr. Plosker's Mind.